Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back. So it's me, Juan Pablo. Now I want to get into the 100% finance deal matrix. I get a question asked often. Hey, well, what strategy should I do first based upon my situation, Juan Pablo? That is a very great question. So we created a quadrant, a matrix, if you will, to help you make that determination yourself. Okay, so I want you to take a look at the deal matrix, and I want you to decide what strategy you should move forward with first. So let's get into it. So I said there's multiple resources that you can use to get started in real estate and in any business endeavor. I said time, credit, money. You might have heard energy and so forth, knowledge. But basically it boils down to two. Do you have the time? Yes or no? And do you look good on paper? Yes or no? Time can include a multitudinous amount of things. It can encompass the following: your amount of hours. It can also include your know-how, your intellect, and so forth. Looking good on paper can include your FICO score, you actually having the paper. Looking good on paper can also include your personal financial statements looking pretty, your W-2s, you have documented income, you have positive tax returns, the whole 9 yards. So do you have the time? Yes or no? Do you look good on paper, and do you have the paper? Yes or no? So let's get into it. So these are the resources: time and paper. So this is very easy, but I'm going to ask you a question. If you have no time and you have no paper, what do you have? No deal, right? If you don't have something of value to bring to the table, why on earth would anyone want to partner with you or invest with you? So if you don't have the time, whether it's the hours or the know-how to be the general partner, if you don't have the paper, meaning the down payment or the FICO score or documented income or tax returns, how can you expect to do any deals? You got to bring something to the table, ladies and gentlemen. My friend, you have to. You cannot expect to receive something for nothing, okay? So get that out your head. I want to make sure you bring something to the table. Now, if you don't have the paper, that's cool. You can still get paid. That brings you to the next point. So if you have no paper but you have the time, you can get started with creative financing. What's creative financing? Creative financing can be wholesaling, doing lease options, subject to seller financing, wraparound mortgages. Creative financing. As long as you have the time, but no paper, meaning no credit, no cash, cool. You have the time, you can use creative financing. Okay, now what if you got the paper, but you don't have the time? Well, that's, my friend, you want to partner with me, a general partner, myself. But you can partner with other reputable general partners or syndicators as well. So I reached out to a lot of people, like in the New York market, because I used to reside there, so I forged a lot of relationships. They have the paper. They just don't have the time. So the paper, they have the out-of-pocket cash, the W-2s, good tax returns, great debt-to-credit ratio, great FICO scores, but they don't have the time. They only have the interest of investing in real estate, but they understand the importance of it. They perceive it as a valuable asset. They just don't want to spend the time learning it. They just don't want to spend the time putting the hours in, okay? But they look good on paper. They got the credit, the money, and so forth. So if you're that person, you can be what's called a limited partner. And you can do a limited partnership with a general partner like myself. And if you are interested in investing with me in my market, which is right behind me, behind this window, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, then of course, check out our resources page to learn more about getting started with partnering, okay? But you can be a limited partner, and it could be somewhat hands-off. You're a limited partner, you're only limited to your capital investment. No risk, so if something goes wrong with the property and someone's trying to get sued, your ownership is limited. Your risk involved is limited because you're only putting up capital. It's the general partner's responsibility. The general partner will be the one left holding the bag. So this guy right here, if you happen to partner with me and things go south, I will be held responsible, not you. So if you have somewhat of a low risk tolerance, or you may be that person, for example, you may be that person that says, hey, I want to get started, but I just don't want to learn all this stuff, Juan Pablo. I got the money, the credit, I'll partner with you. And that can be a great partnership. So you just have to find someone who has the know-how, who's credible as well as reputable. Someone that's likable and credible that you can trust. Okay? So that's the person for you. So we talked about no paper, no time, no deal. No paper but got time, creative financing. So that's wholesaling, lease options subject to seller financing, wraparound mortgages, and the like. Now we talked about you got paper but no time. That's limited partnerships. And next, and last, certainly not least, is you have paper and you have time. You, my friend, I like to call you the total package. You're the all-star quarterback, meaning you get the ball hiked to you by the center, and you can decide what you want to do with the ball. You can throw it deep to your wide receiver. You can wholesale it. You can hand it off to a limited partner, for example, or you can do a lease option, or you can tuck that ball and run with it like Cam Newton, right? And use the buy and hold strategy yourself. So pretty much, you get to cherry pick. You get to do whatever you want to do.